So the topic for the discussion is the wetland ecosystem. Okay, wetland ecosystem. So wetland ecosystem. So what do you mean by the wetland ecosystem? So wetland ecosystem is nothing but the region between the land and the aquatic. So it is the region between the land, okay, and the aquatic. So aquatic, that is what we can take as sea, okay. So the region between the land and the sea is known as the wetland. Okay, so in this process, it is the flooding, guys. So in the water, in the wetland, the flooding takes place from the sea to this region. Okay, so flooding of the water, Okay, and so the wetlands includes. So it includes the marshy areas. It includes the marshy land or the lake littoral. So what do you mean by marshland? So marshland is the herbaceous plants that present on the wetlands, and these are not the woody plants. These are the herbaceous plants. And the lake littoral. So the littoral is the one in which, that is the shore of the lake or the sea, is known as the lake littoral. So littoral is the shore of the lake or the sea, is known as the littoral. And the marshland. So marshland is the herbaceous plants and not the woody plants present over there. So this is called as wetland. Or in simply, after analyzing all these things, we can say the wetland is the marshy land. So wetland is the marshy land, that is the natural or man-made. Okay, so that is the natural or the man-made. Okay, and it is permanent or temporary. Okay, so natural or man-made, it is permanent or the temporary, or it may be a static or running, static or flowing. Okay, or it may be salt or brackish or fresh. Okay, so wetland is the marshy land which is the natural or the man-made, or it may be permanent or temporary. It is static or flowing, or it may be salt, brackish or the fresh land, is known as the wetland. Okay, so this is the definition of the wetland, guys. Okay, clear? So this is about the wetland. Now we will see what are the characteristics of the wetland. So if you see the characteristics of the wetland, so the wetland is the one which have at least 7 days of water or the larger soil water during the growing season, guys. So during the growing season, it should have the large it should lose the water for 7 days. Okay, and that wetland is the one habitat for the plant growth. Okay, so plant growth should be takes place, and it is the hydric, guys. Okay, so the oxygen should not be available for the few plants to grow. Okay, so these are the characteristics of the wetland. If you see the classification, so the wetlands have been classified as the two types, that is the inland and the coastal wetlands. So in the inland and the coastal wetlands, if you see, so in the inland also it is two types, that is the natural and the man-made. So in inland and the coastal, So in the coastal and inland we have two categories. So that is the natural and man-made. So if you see the inland, that is the natural. So the inland, that is natural, we are having the example of the marshy land. Okay, so the marshland are the one which is having the inland as the natural one. Okay, so if you see the man-made of the inland, the reservoirs or tanks. So these are the examples of the man-made. So whereas the coastal, so in the coastal we have the natural so many guys, that is the mangroves, bay, okay, mangroves, bay, lagoon, okay, mangroves, bay, lagoon, corals. All these are the natural of coastal wetland. And if it is man-made, that is salt pan, okay, and aquatic. So these are the examples of the natural and the man-made. So the marshland in the inland region, okay, inland means in the territory of the, that is the inner territory of the region. Whereas the man-made, where the reservoirs that are constructed are the tanks. So in natural we have mangroves. So mangroves are the deep-rooted woody plants, which are used for stop the means like to restrict the flow of the flood water into the main region. Okay, guys. So these are very deep-rooted plants. These are found at the Sundarban Delta. We have good mangroves in the West Bengal. And the bay. So bay is one which is having the like this guys. So okay. So it is in this form, and the water enters in this region. And the lagoon, guys. So lagoon, it is the water, and here we have the land. This form is known as the lagoon. And the corals. So corals are the very, very important organisms in the aquatic water to know the ecosystem of the water. So about this topic we are going to take in the separate section. And the salt pans. After we have aquatic. So these are the classification of the coastal and the inland aquatic ecosystem. Okay. So after this we are going to see the importance of the wetland. Okay, or we can say the functions of the wetland. So wetlands are very important for our ecosystem base. So it acts as the balance. It acts as the balance in the ecosystem. Okay, and after the balance, it will act as the balance in the ecosystem. And these are very, very useful resources for the groundwater replenish. Okay, groundwater replenish. Okay, and these are the reasons where the many livelihood are dependent on. So at the place of the wetlands, many people have their habitat. That is the livelihood. Okay, and the biodiversity is rich in this region. Okay, and it is the nesting part for the flamingos. Okay, so in the place of the Gujarat, it is the nesting part for the flamingos. Okay, so these are the good functions of the wetland ecosystem. So now we will see what are the reasons for its depletion. So what are the reasons for its depletion? So reasons for the wetland depletion. That is the first and foremost is the wetlands have been converting to the agricultural land. Okay, agricultural land. So if it is converted to agricultural land, then it will be no wetland for the conservation. So after this, we have the wetland is used as for the mining activities. That is the sand mining. All those things are taking place. So these will deplete the wetland. So after that one, the wetland are using for which, that is the overgrazing. Overgrazing is taking place. So this will also deplete the wetland. Okay. So these and the development activities that are taking place at the wetland places. Development activities. So these are the reasons for the depletion of the wetlands. Now we will see what are its mitigations. So what are the measures should be taken to overcome this depletion process? That is mitigation. So if you see mitigation, first one is demarcation. So we should have demarcation between the natural land and the wetland. So which is considered as the wetland, which is considered as the one which is not the wetland. So demarcation. Okay, and the regeneration of the biodiversity through the natural or the man-made. Okay, regeneration of biodiversity. Okay, regenerate the biodiversity through the natural or man-made process. Okay, and we have the awareness programs. Awareness programs. So these are the some of the mitigation measures for the wetland. Okay. So after this, now I am going to take an uh, important distinction, guys. So what is the distinction between the wetland and the lake? So what is the wetland and what is the lake? So National Lake Conservation, National Lake Conservation Program, they are distinguished between the wetland and the lake. So which is termed as the wetland and which is termed as the lake. So lake is the one which have the minimum, that is 3 meters of depth. Okay, 3 meters of depth, that is minimum, and have 10 hectares. 10 hectares region of land. Okay, and have no or little aquatic habitat. Aquatic, no or little biodiversity. Okay, so this is the definition of the lake. So the depth of the lake, it should be minimum 3 meters. It can be more than 3 meters. And the reason is the minimum 10 hectares of land and no or little biodiversity. This reason is termed as the lake. Okay, guys, in the previous class, that is in the lake ecology, I didn't mention the exact the values of this. So please make correction. 3 meters depth or 10 meters hectares of the land region. This is called as lake. Whereas the wetland, so wetland is the one which is less than 3 meters. Less than 3 meters. Less than 3 meters of the region. Okay, and we have less than 10 hectares. Less than 10 hectares. Okay, and here the biodiversity is increased. Biodiversity accepted. Okay, so here the biodiversity is accepted. This is called as the wetland. So this is the difference between the wetland and the lake. It is given by the National Lake Conservation Authority. Okay, so after this we are going to see the wetlands of the India. So wetlands of the India. So in India we have the wetlands at the places like the Gujarat, okay, and the Gujarat and the West Bengal, guys. So at present we have 62,000, approximately 62,000 wetlands. Okay, and these are the values from the ISF, Indian State of Forest Report 2019. Okay, so approximately 3.8% of the recorded forest area is under the wetland. Okay, so wetlands have huge importance in the days to come and present now also, guys. So in line with this, we have National Wetland Conservation Program. What do you mean by National Wetland Conservation Program? So National Wetland Conservation have initiated in the year 1985 and 1886 because on that time many ecosystems, that is the approx 115 aquatic ecosystems are affected, guys, are degraded. So to conserve those, the urgent need has been initiated by our government. Okay, so the aim is to conserve the degraded land, okay, into this wetland conservation. Okay, and its objective, if you see, the objectives of the wetland conservation program is, so first one is the financial support. So the financial support will be provided by the government. So and the monitoring, okay, the conservation. Okay, and after this we have the central government is. So central government will have the authority of the coordinator, control and coordination, of the wetlands. Okay, and the state government or states or union territory have with management. So they have the responsibility of the management, whereas the central government will coordinate and control the wetlands. So this is about the National Wetland Conservation Program, guys. Okay. So what are the basis? So what is the criteria to be considered as the wetland? So the National Conservation Wetland Program has taken the basis as the Ramsar Convention. Okay. So now we will discuss few things about the Ramsar Convention, and after the convention we will discuss the what are the criteria. So what is meant by Ramsar Convention? Ramsar Convention is the international convention, guys. Okay, international convention which designates the region as the wetland international importance. Okay, international importance for the conservation and the sustainable use of the wetland. Sorry, guys. So Ramsar Convention is the international convention for the conservation and the sustainable use of the wetland. Okay, so its main thing is the waterfall habitat. So on the waterfall habitat, it will conserve the wetland place. Okay, so the Ramsar is the place in the Iran. So this was signed in the year 1971 on the 2nd February. Okay, it was signed on the 2nd February in the 1971. So every year we celebrate the 2nd February as the World Wetland Day. Okay, World Wetland Day. So during that time it was signed by the 7 parties, that is 7 countries. But right now we have the more than 171 contracting countries. Okay, so this came into enforce in the year 1975. Okay, of December. Okay, guys. So this is about the Ramsar Convention. Okay. So Ramsar Convention, Ramsar is the place in the Iran. Okay. So now we are going to see what are the criteria to consider the wetland as the Ramsar Convention. So the criteria is, the first and foremost is it is a different and unique type of the wetland. Okay. So the reason should be different, guys. Different and the unique for its habitat. That is the first and foremost point. And second one is the biodiversity that is present over are the different living organisms, or we can say different species, guys. Like we have the few like the vulnerable and the critically endangered. So vulnerable and the critically endangered are the one which should be conserved at the instant. This should be taken into the consideration, and those places are having the good for the fish nesting, guys. Okay, or the fish harvesting. After that one we have the water birds. Okay, about 20,000 plus water birds should be present, and the place should be have good scenery. Okay, scenic value for the region, and those places are also useful for the education values, ecotourism. So these are the criteria to make the land as the wetland conservation, guys. Okay. So now after this we are going to see. So in the Ramsar Convention only we have the Montreux record. So what is Montreux record? So Montreux record is the international record, is the principal tool to record the or to register the wetlands of the international importance. Okay, to record the wetlands of the international importance. So this will be done when the region is degraded. So the wetland is degraded, or the region is occurred or occurring or will occur. Okay, guys. If the region is degraded at present, or it will occur or occurring, or it will going to occur. So on that time, those will be taken into the record, and they will give the utmost importance for the conservation at the national and the international level. So for a wetland to be kept under the Montreux record, the contracting parties should agree by everyone, guys. Okay. So when we need to keep, and if you want to remove from the Montreux record, the contracting parties should agree. Okay. So at present we have 48 wetlands under the Montreux record. So among those 48, in India we have 2 wetlands. Okay, that is the Pure of Ghana National Park, and the second one is the Loktal Lake in the Manipur. Okay, and now I am going to discuss about these 2 Montex record in detail, guys. Okay. So first one, so actually before this two, we have the first one is Chilika Lake. So Chilika Lake has been in the Montex record, guys. Okay. So because there we have issues like the pollution, guys. Okay. So because of those issues, they are kept under the Montex record. But in 2002, it has removed from the Montex record. Why? Because the aquatic has been restored over that place. So, and for that, the Chilika Development Authority has got an award also from the Montex record. Okay. So after that, we have the Loktak Lake. So Loktak Lake is the one which is having its good vegetation, guys. So this is at the world only floating national park. Okay, that is Lamjawo National Park, Keo Lamjawo National Park. Okay, so these are formed on the pumdirs. So pumdirs are the vegetation or the green plants that are present of the heterogeneous type. Okay, so pumdirs are those one which are present of the heterogeneous type, and those they have the floating plants. So these have been has kept in the Montex record, and this lake is also in Montex record present now also. After that, we have Keoladia Ghana National Park. Keoladia Ghana National Park in the Rajasthan is also in the Montex record. Okay, because of its drought conditions present over there and the lack of the water there. Okay, and the Keoladia Ghana National Park is also UNESCO World Heritage. So what is the criteria? So on what factors that the Montex record has been kept as? So the factors are the technology development. Okay, if there is any issue with the technology development, first one, or the human interface. Okay, and the third one is pollution. If any of these three regions of the wetlands are disturbing, and then those wetlands are kept in the Montex record with the consent of the contracting parties. Okay, so this is about the Montex record and the wetlands. Then I have explained clearly about the wetlands in detail. So this is very solid topic for the UPSC. Okay, so please try to concentrate and please try to see this class again and again. Okay, so tomorrow I am going to take the estuary, the coral reef, and the mangroves. So those are also the same important as the wetland. So thank you one and all.